Hello, my name is Tia, also known as Costume Fiend because I'm both evil and excessively fond of dressing up. Since Thanksgiving is this upcoming week and I'm going to have a lot of family visiting, I'm not going to have anything for next Sunday. I love my family, but they are very loud, and even my super sophisticated recording setup isn't powerful enough to accommodate that. Today, though, I'm going to babble about Men in Black, mostly the first and the third movie because I like those the most, but parts of the others might slip in. It's a series that I didn't realize how much I enjoyed until I watched the original one more recently. Like with a lot of American films, there's definitely some problematic ways that you can look at Men in Black as a concept. There is also a somewhat surprising nuanced take to the concepts of aliens. One of the first moments in the movie, we see that there are a bunch of people who are trying to cross the border into the US, and they get stopped by Border Patrol agents. Enter the Men in Black, who interrupt this to find amongst the migrants an actual alien from outer space. This scene is so fascinating because it seems to take a shot at the concept of Border Patrol and frames the human migrants as pretty much harmless. Agent K even sarcastically tells the patrol officers after taking his guy that they can now go back to dealing with the dangerous illegal aliens when we, the audience, now know there's more important shit to worry about. In a way that does somewhat undermine the potential point that humans are focusing on the wrong things, because it does still suggest that there's a bigger enemy out there that we should care about, but that the average person couldn't handle knowing. One of my favorite quotes from the movie is Agent K telling the future Agent J, played by Will Smith, that a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1500 years ago, everybody knew that the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew that the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow. To me, this sums up the best and the worst about Men in Black and aspects of Western culture. I do believe to a degree that in mass people can be the worst, since once they've got something negative in their heads, it's hard to get it out, and it's easier to change an individual rather than a group. I also believe that people in power take advantage of that idea to avoid telling quote-unquote regular people information so that the folks in power can just decide to bomb whoever they want for the so-called greater good. Both ideas can coexist to me, but what makes me have a little more love than hate for this quote and the movie as a whole is that a sort of wonder is expressed in that. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow. Agent K comes across as very serious and maybe at times a bit jaded, but in that moment you kind of have to believe that on some level, because of all the possibilities, he found his choice to join Men in Black worth it. It also fits nicely with one of my favorite quotes from the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. We understand the lights above the Arby's, we understand so much, but the sky behind those lights, mostly void, partially stars, that sky reminds us we don't understand even more. In hindsight, it's actually kind of funny that resonates so much considering I'm someone who needs to have all the information and likes knowing all of the things. But anyway, back to Men in Black. Because I don't want this to just be me saying a bunch of quotes. If we fast forward to Agent J taking the test in order to become an agent, we see that slight criticism of regular government agents again when they make a point to note that the other candidates aren't taught to think outside the box. This hits slightly strangely though, because Agent J was a cop and you could argue they aren't really taught that either. Of course, you could also argue that this way of thinking is unique to J because we see that he doesn't see eye to eye with his other coworkers either. Regardless of how you interpret that, as I mentioned earlier, once the ball gets rolling, we see that not all aliens are a threat to people, and that many already live on Earth in various disguises. A running gag in the film series being that celebrity cameos suggesting they're secretly not from this planet. That is also what saves the franchise for me, because it'd be very easy to just decide to make all the aliens evil and have it just be the kind of stories that are all about the action and watching weird alien creatures get killed in a variety of ways. I mean, hell, even one of Agent J's first official outings involves him helping an alien give birth, so not a threat. At the end of the first movie, it's eventually revealed that Agent K was actually training J to be his replacement rather than his partner, and in a scene that parallels the one from the beginning when Kay's own partner retired, we see Jay erase Kay's memories and that he's brought back to his old life. Now, for what I believe were annoying, gross Hollywood reasons, the woman that replaced Kay, a deputy medical examiner played by the actress Linda Fiorentino, Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She doesn't come back for the sequel. I've always been rather mixed on this because, on the one hand, the first movie ends so perfectly with that bookend, and the partnership of Elle and Jay had a lot of potential. But on the other hand, I do believe that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones' chemistry was rather unbeatable, and his comeback is what leads to the third movie, and I do really like the direction they went with the partners. I won't do a full-on recap, but considering the fact that time travel often annoys me and really takes me out of a story if it's not done well, my enjoyment of the third Men in Black is a testament to how well they pulled it off, at least to me. Sometimes when things are connected too perfectly, you can feel a bit eye-rolly, but the, spoiler alert, reveal that Kay actually knew / met Jay when he was young and knew that his father was a good guy really makes their bond in the modern day hit different. And it makes you wonder if Kay had been looking out for him throughout his life, since he does have the ability to erase people's minds. The third movie also features the actor Jermaine Clement doing his best Tim Curry villain thing, which works well for the series. I don't really have much of an issue with the actress who played the villain in the second movie, but since it's overall not my favorite one, and Vincent D'Onofrio is pretty much perfect in the first one, it's easy for me to forget some of her performance, save for that one scene. If you know, you know. Overall, to tie it back to my earlier thoughts about the potential deeper vibes of Men in Black, I also love that the first three all end with some kind of scene that suggests that the universe is so much bigger than what we really know, to put everything the characters just went through into perspective. Despite the fact that I love Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson as a duo, and probably have a slightly better opinion of Men in Black International than some, two of my biggest gripes with the movie is that it doesn't have that type of ending scene, and that they didn't attempt to make an original song or remix the original Men in Black theme. That to me showed that while they had faith in their leading actors' chemistry, which I maintain was the bulk of what they marketed on, they didn't have faith in the project overall. In any case, the Men in Black movies hold an interesting place in my heart because while I don't consider myself a super fan and have never watched the show or read the comics, they are something I enjoy far more than I thought I did. At their best, they make the galaxy seem like a wonder and that there's something almost comforting about being just a small speck in the grand scheme of things. At their worst, they reinforce some not so great ideas about the military and possibly human nature. All in all, as far as franchises from the 90s go, I do still find Men in Black rewatchable and still enjoy the theme song, cheesy as it may be. The idea that the good guys dress in black definitely stuck. That being said, as I've been mentioning in my last few videos, I do have a coffee page, however you want to pronounce that. I do like babbling about things I enjoy, and I'd keep doing this for free, but as the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed, and I certainly wouldn't mind money either. There's never any pressure to tip or donate anything to me, though, just putting it out there. Other than that, leave a like if you liked. Subscribe for more nerdy rambling, and as always, have a good one. And if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, awesome. If not, also awesome, because the pilgrims suck.